walk. I'm gonna start with my backyard, and I'll show you a lot of other awesome gardens in South Florida. Sorry for the motorcycles going by. It's my loud neighbor. But let me show you my cool backyard. So this is my new Ioniq, which I did a preview of last week. My first EV. Protected underneath the carport here. But that's not a plant. So today you're gonna learn about 20 to 30 plants. I'm gonna teach you in my backyard. And I'm also ordering new plants that are arriving this week that I'll tell you about. I've found plants that I've saved, so rescued plants. And in the future, I'll take you on tours of other plants and gardens, including Fairchild and other places closer to me. That is a gigantic mango tree in the center of my backyard that is full of mangoes. So that's going to be the crown jewel of today's tour. All right, first we have to get in the backyard by opening the fence. And we have the guardians of the garden, Celeste, my firstborn. She is a 4-year-old tortie. Okay, I need to keep her in the yard. And now let's go for a tour. All right, so I'm gonna take you on a clockwise tour of the garden, and we're gonna end over at the house where there is a lot of plants. Okay, so let's start clockwise. Oh, and look over there, hiding is the ninja. And Juno. He guards the garden. And there's Celeste. Celeste, what are you up to? You just woke up from a nap, didn't you? I like to roll on the grass, but I'm missing my catnip. I lost her catnip, so I got to try to find her some catnip. But she and Juno, this is their territory. The lawn needs to be mowed, so forgive the tall grass. It's very tall. It's going to seed everywhere. I'm going to get it mowed in the next week, right, Celeste? We're going to get it mowed. So she's happy. They got their collars on. They mainly stay back here. They don't even, they do eat a couple of lizards, but I try to not, never killed a bird. I've never seen them kill a bird, and they're 3 to 5 years old, the two of them. So they don't kill birds. I don't let them. And I have bells on their neck. See? So it's very important if you have cats. I also have their name and my phone number. And I usually have an air tag on them, but I can't find. They lost their air tags, but they're Celeste. Okay, let's get started on the plant tour. That's what you guys came here for. I hope you guys can hear my audio well because I have my mic on. So this is a plant a friend gave me. It's a corn plant. I put it in the ground. I'm going to probably move it. But it's got, it's on the corner post here. And it's nothing too special, but all plants are special, And so any plant that I'm given, I try to take care of. And this one is getting a lot of sun over here. Right now it's cloudy out in the afternoon, but you can tell that, it's getting a lot of sun. So I'll probably end up moving this one soon. I just wanted to test it out in this corner. I'm trying to figure out what to put in this corner. Most likely going to put a passion fruit vine that I ordered today. I'm going to plant several different varieties of passion fruit. I love the maracuya fruit. Okay, this is the mama dragon fruit that I got about 10 dragon fruit pups or babies off of, and they're all over here underneath the papayas. I'll show you them later. Okay, but that is the mama dragon fruit. Here we have a Mexican oregano. This is pretty common in South Florida. A lot of people have these. They grow really big and vigorous. This one's not growing big and vigorous yet, but it's hanging in there. It's very aromatic. Again, Mexican oregano. Many of you know this one. It's a mint. And it is very aromatic, and you can use it in teas and in cooking. Just love the smell. Okay, next we have a coconut palm that I found down the street and buried. And this is the palm, or what do you call the coconut? There it is in the ground. I buried it. It was already sprouted. It's going to get tall and be kind of like that up there. That is the coconut palm above the mango. There's a mango. Check it out. Preview. You're going to see 100 of those in a minute in my kitchen. But that is a very tall palm that's about 40 feet tall. But guess what? The mango is even taller. The mango's got to be 50 plus feet tall, I'm guessing. Because I'm, 5.5 feet tall. Oh, 5 feet, 8 inches, 9 inches. This tree is massive, guys. I mean, you can't even do it justice until you come and stand underneath it. A couple of my friends have been here and seen it, but a shout out to my boss, Mo. He's the best. This is his place, and I'm beautifying the yard to help him make this a place that has a lot of edible plants and a lot of cool native plants. We're going to put native pine rockland plants. Okay, next, this is one of my favorite plants, guys. This is a honey mango, and this is from my old neighborhood where I used to live in North Miami Beach. And I dug it out of the ground. It was growing out of the street, out of the sidewalk area where there was gravel, and it has been getting watered and taken care of. I put it in the ground after having it in a container for several months, but it's just doing very well. It's, you know, it's only about hip high. It's about 2 or 3 years old, but this is going to be a big tree someday. And the mangoes that are currently coming from this yard are the purple ones, the big red purple ones, but this is a yellow one that makes a honey mango, and it's doing very well. It's got, I noticed today when I was watering it that it's got some new tips coming. See that? Those are new leaves right there that are going to be purple when they open up. Right now they're unfurling, very small, but in about 1 to 2 days, those are going to be giant purple leaves that are like these. Before they turn green, they're purple. It's really cool. In fact, you can see it over there. When I get over in that corner, I'll show you. See the purple leaves over there? Those are mango leaves. That's a mango tree. It's a small one. I mean, not small, but it's not gigantic like this one. I mean, this one is full of life. It's got raccoons and squirrels and hawks and many other birds living in it. I'll show you. But first, a baby mango that I planted myself and dug out of the concrete and the gravel in North Miami Beach. It was literally growing out of gravel, and I think that it's very happy here, and it's going to be a companion to the granddad behind it. Again, a different variety. I love mangoes. It's mango season. Hi, Paola. Thank you for joining us. Okay, next on the tour, this is a house plant of sorts, or it's actually used outside. It's getting burned too, noticing. But, you know, I rescued it from a friend's house when they moved, and I think it's called Purple Torch or Torch. And I have one in the front yard that's doing much better. For some reason, this one is still adapting, but it's not dying, and that's good. It's hanging on. I'm watering it, and it's certainly not dying. In fact, it's got some new leaves up here. Look at that. So it's just adapting to from being indoors for a couple of years to coming outdoors. All right. So, you know, don't give up on your plants. Just try to, you know, experiment with them. Like, you know, if they're in a sunny spot, maybe, you know, do some research. Do they want shade? Do they want filtered sunlight? Do they want, you know, soil? We're going to get over to my lemon over there in a second. You're going to see the soil struggles. This is a herb, actually a mint. Again, aromatic, but different than the one we saw before. This one is super, super easy to grow, and I've got a bunch of them around here. One in the front yard, that's the big one. This is a cutting off of it. You can just take a cutting with a scissors or a knife or your hands and literally just stick it in water or soil, and it will just grow anytime you cut it and put it in water or soil. And this is a mint, and it's a usable, again, medicinal herb. I'm trying to track down the exact name. I'm 100% sure that it's a mint. As a botanist, for those that don't know, I got a degree in botany. You know, mints are they have an opposite attachment. So see how the leaves come off at a, you know, opposite arrangement there. That's called opposite versus alternate versus world. So this is an opposite. All mints are oppositely attached leaves. It's a simple leaf. It's not connately compound. It's not a compound leaf. It's got a, you know, nice, what do you call, you know, it's got a perforated type of edge. It's got a very nice feel to the leaf. And this is a very nice plant for when you're sick. So that is, I forget the name of it, but it's a very nice mint from Mexico. Okay, let's keep moving. We're going on a clockwise tour of my garden. Okay, next we're going to the compost pile, which I recently created. Oh, look, a mango. Check it out, guys. Boom. This is a nice one. So I'm finding about 20 a day. It's peak mango season. So we are going to see a lot more of these in a second. I have a bucket over there because I anticipated mangoes. First mango of the tour. It's a nice one. No, you know, you can, that's nothing, no problem at all. Put this in the refrigerator, and this is probably ready to eat right now. So I'll show you, I'm freezing the mangoes. Okay, back to the compost pile. Here's another mango. I try not to waste any mangoes. It's a smaller one. Compost pile is mango leaves right now with a lot of mango and a lot of garden scraps. I created the mango, I created the leaves on it today by taking about 10 minutes or 5 minutes to rake some leaves from around it, because this mango tree is dropping a huge amount of leaves and the lawn is getting tremendously tall But one cool thing I forgot to mention, when lawns get tall, and this is a newly installed lawn, and we live in Miami, which is a subtropical climate, there are goodies coming up from the ground. And there's a new plant that I found that I'm going to rescue. Here it is. Check it out. So it's not a native plant, but this is a very beautiful plant. And it's got 3 leaves right now. See? 1, 2, 3. It's one plant. And it's, I'll dig it out and I'm gonna nurture it, and it's gonna get into a big showy plant for the house. Okay? So that's an example of rescuing a plant that would get mowed. And it's a really cool plant. I don't know what it is. I think it's a what do you call a showy ornamental. They're called ornamentals for the house. Okay, Celeste is keeping guard. She follows me wherever I go. Right, Celeste? She's following me. And Juno's back over there. He hangs out underneath the papaya. Okay, we're going in a clockwise circle. I skipped over a couple here by the tree. We got this cool plant right here that loves the shade. I got it at Midtown Garden Center. My cats would love to eat it. I don't know what it is. There are just some plants that are ornamentals that I don't know what they are. But this is a unique plant. It's not grass. Kind of looks like it when it's amongst the grass here, but it loves shade. So I planted it directly underneath the oak tree. And this is a plant that, I only have one of, but I could make about 10 or 20 of them by just, separating them there and putting them into pots. But it's a very interesting plant that would look nice in the house. And only problem was my cats were eating it. This is a rescued plant right here that I also planted underneath this oak. We're at the base of the oak tree, guys. The oak is so big, I'm gonna try to put my hands around it. Nope. Let me see if I can turn my camera around here. See, look, guys. I cannot, there's no way I could ever get my hands around this. This is a gigantic tree. So, I'm guessing 50 years old. And the price of a tree like this, honestly, you can't put a price tag on a tree like that. I'm gonna go put these mangoes away and come back to that area. That tree is worth $1 million. As an ecologist, as a scientist, you can put a value on a tree. And you would never be able to plant a tree like that. It's impossible. It takes 50 years for a tree like that to grow. So again, shout out to the granddaddy mango. Whoops, that's not what I was trying to do. Okay, turn around, camera. There we go. This tree, I could tell you, just is always full of activity of birds. So we're gonna go over and continue looking at underneath it. I put some plants at the base. I got to keep moving because we're already 13 minutes in. I'm trying to keep this to 20 minutes or so. I put this plant that I rescued from Fisher Island when I went to pick up the kids I drive to school. You've all seen this plant. I forget the name of it. I don't know a lot of the names of ornamentals. I know names of more natives and interesting medicinal plants. So this is a plant I found in Miami that you've all seen. It's slowly growing. It's been here for about a couple of weeks. It's at the base of this mango tree alongside this one, which I found at my old apartment that I lived at a couple of years ago in Miami Beach. It was in a pot. I moved it to several different apartments. It's a shade-loving plant. It's got a big leaf, as you can see. That's my hand. It's got a big leaf, and it is, again, I don't know the name of this plant, but it keeps blooming, and it's so pretty. It's got a purple. Look at that. Purple and orange. Isn't that pretty? I'm so glad my camera can get that. This is an iPhone 11, and it's doing a good job. That's a cool inflorescence. That's what they call a flower in botanical terms, inflorescence. It's made up of many different flowering structure parts. Okay, what else do we have over here? A fern that I brought with me from my old apartment that I found growing near the apartment. So I brought this fern. I like ferns. That's one fern that I brought. Here's another fern over here. That's really cute. So I just found this today growing off of this cut tree over here. Oops. Yeah, so that's the tree right here trying to resprout, and this is a fern of some sort, and it's very delicate, so I like it. But I got a lot to do and move. Right, Celeste? Let's keep going. Okay, so mulch pile. I'm going to get a tumbler, and we're going to make this into a real mulch pile that's going to generate soil for the garden. And right now it is very big, though. It's about, I'll see if I can get Celeste in the camera so you can see how big it is. That's a nice mulch pile over there. So leaves and lawn clippings, and that is all you need besides turning it. So I'll either need to get a pitchfork or I would need to get a tumbler, which I'm working to create a lot of soil from all the I have. I eat a lot of fruit and from the leaves and the mangoes. Okay, and the mango tree just dropped many leaves, but I'm going to show you guys up this tall. This is the corner of my property that I'm living on. Again, I'm renting this place from my employer, and this is the base of a giant palm, and it's really cool. It's just so strong to get up close to it, and those are the fruits. Those are the palm seeds, the nuts and the fruits. And this tree is probably about 40 feet tall. Again, it's not going anywhere. Hurricane comes, it's not going anywhere. I'm gonna be replacing the fence with pallets that are gonna have plants growing out of them. The lawn does need to be mowed, so it's very tall. Okay, now we're gonna go to my crown jewels that I planted myself. This is a noni tree that is about 5 years old. Look underneath it. I already came out this morning and picked up all the mangoes. This one actually is not good, unfortunately. Uh-oh. Okay, so this one, this was too bad because about 50% of it's good, but you just can't salvage this one. I salvage a lot of them, but I was out here this morning. This was getting eaten in the tree for like the last week because it's got a lot missing from it, a lot. The animals are up there eating them, like the raccoons and the squirrels. Let's see if I can find some. They're up there eating it. Yeah, the lizards are eating it. But there's a lot of them. I estimated that there may be over 1,000 mangoes in this tree. And I would say that it's a little past peak right now and I have recovering from a foot surgery, so there's no way I'm climbing in this tree. It would be dangerous to climb because you can see Celeste, she's like, I'm not climbing that tree. Just to get up to that first branch, it's about 15 feet. And then, then you'd have to scurry out on all just to get one mango. They're going to drop anyways. Why risk your life? And there's poles. So you can see they're just all over the place. We're probably going to find some more as we traverse through the lawn and head back to the house. But I go out here about 5 times a day to pick up. Okay, so here is the noni that I just am taking a lot of care of. It's really striking. This is a medicinal plant that is called cosmopolitan because it grows almost, actually, I wouldn't call it cosmopolitan. I would call it, well, yeah, cosmopolitan to a subtropical and tropical climate. So it grows in Asia and Thailand. And I believe that's where it's originally from, but it also grows in places like Jamaica and in Miami in the islands. So you can see this is a noni tree and the fruits off of it, it's got fruits all over it, by the way. There's one on flower. Let's go find a bigger one. There's some bigger ones over here. These fruits, look, there's one right here. This is it right here. I mean, you can harvest these whenever I want. And these are medicinal and they can't contain anti-cancer compounds, actually. We can't make medical claims, but this is known in botanical literature to be used for people that are undergoing cancer treatment or that are trying to heal their bodies from disease. It's a very, very bitter fruit, extremely bitter, but it is safe to eat. It's medicinal, in fact. In fact, the best way to have it is to mix it with some strong cranberry or pomegranate or something very sweet. I was literally told that by experts, and I've tried to use it, and it's very powerful. I have seen it in Jamaica, and the Jamaicans use it a lot. This tree is about, how tall now? 7 feet. And today I actually tied this string because the mango tree keeps dropping mangoes, and they're literally falling, and they were taking off the branches. And right here, a big branch came off today. Knocked off a big branch right there, and I am rooting the branch and doing a cutting from it to propagate it because, again, try to, oh look, Celeste found a mango. She's so smart. You see that? That's a really nice one. We're going to go over and get that, but she's going over to the corner before I even get there. But right here, we got a noni, and it's sending out some nice shoots off the top. See, that's some new leaves coming up there, and it's just a really nice tree. I got it in Homestead, and for a really good price. I got it at about 5 or 6 feet tall for about $60 or $70. Had it for about 2 years, and it is, I had to tie it to the fence here because it was falling away. Because if you look at it, all of its leaves are on one half of it over here, and it was weighted to one side, so I had to tie it to the fence. So now it's upright. If I didn't tie it like that today, It did lose a branch or two. It didn't suffer any type of, it was just a scratch to it actually. This tree is very strong. It's not going anywhere. It's been in the ground since January 1st. So it's exactly 6 months in the ground, and it is just covered in nonis. I mean, it's probably got, I need to find a use for them. So I'm thinking I'm going to make a tincture out of them, because a tincture you put underneath your tongue and it doesn't taste as bad. All right, so that's my noni. I'm very proud of it. It's had to move with me to a couple of different apartments, and it's still doing great. Okay, this is my lemon tree. We're going to move faster now. The noni was kind of the spotlight, and the mango, of course. Lemon. So this one is struggling. It hasn't put out any new leaves since January, but it's holding on. But since January, it really has not grown, and you can tell that because on the tips, it's just not, I mean, it's not, there's no new leaves coming out in there, unfortunately. It's not dying, but it's got some type of a fungus, unfortunately, or some type of a, it was 6 inches tall when I got it, again in Homestead, and it's about 4 years old, 3 to 4 years old, and it should be growing, and it's not. So I'm gonna start fertilizing it and researching online what lemons like, because lemons, I believe, and citrus like a more acidic soil. And it's just really not, these leaves have been here for months. It's not sending out any new leaves anywhere. So I'm going to figure out how I can get it. It does have these really nice spikes on it. Look at that. These are the real deal, guys. That will go into your body. They could make a dart out of that. That is the real deal. That's about 2-inch long spikes all up and down this branch, these branches here. It's everywhere. Look, see right here? They're everywhere. So you got to be really careful around citrus because they are covered in spines, or what would you call? Yeah, those are like, anyways. I am hoping that I can get this lemon to produce. It has never produced a lemon yet, and it will. And I'm going to be patient. And I got it for like $10, and I got it as a baby, so it's not going anywhere. All right, now we got a mango in the corner. This one is not producing this year, but I believe it's a mango because it's got the exact same type of leaves. And similar growth structure. This one is hugging a fence, and it's not really a big tree. It's more of a medium tree, and it's not going to get anywhere near as big as this granddad over here. I mean, this one's literally a specimen tree. It's the biggest mango I've ever seen in my life, and I've seen some big mangoes. I mean, I've seen ones maybe this big before, but honestly, it's just, I haven't gotten over it. I've lived here for 6 months and I just can't get over it. And it lost a massive branch last year. Right there, guys, I'll zoom in on it. A storm took a massive branch off of it, and it's still massive. I mean, it probably took 1% off the tree, or 2%. But let's keep moving. Although if you look right above us, a whole bunch of mangoes right above us there. Okay, let's keep moving. Katuk, we're gonna talk katuk first. We got to pick up a mango. Look at this one, guys. Wow, this one's perfect, guys. This is what I'm talking about. This is like a perfect mango. There's not a single bruise. Look, it's got a little bit of the sugar coming out of it right there, but that's not even an issue. That's just a little stickiness. This is the real deal, guys. Wow. Okay, so mangoes, we're gonna see a bunch in a second that I have been collecting. There's another one over there. Let's talk katuk. Katuk is in food forests in Florida. I got it from someone who grows food forests. This is it right here. I'm so proud of it. It's doing very well. It was indoor for many years. You know, it's got long branches. See, that's like one branch. It comes all the way from the ground. Look at that, guys. But it will grow more like very, long, spindly branches that connect to the ground. So this is an edible plant from Asia called katuk, K-A-T-U-K, katuk. And let me get like some nice leaves up here at the top. If I cut these off, you cook them, and you need to cook them or steam them. You could, saute them, but they're like spinach when you cook them. I don't think you're supposed to eat them raw. I do think they have a flavor that's similar to a peanut, kind of. I do have a lot of it. I need to chop it. I was going to chop it on video. I did bring a scissors with me, but I'd rather get a, nice basket if I'm going to chop it, because if I'm going to chop it, it's got a good, I mean, this is a serious, nice one here that's been growing for years. And I would take off the top 2 feet and literally chop off, if I can back up here, I would chop off the top 2 feet, and it's going to get, that's going to provide me with greens for the week. and it's got a lot of vitamins in it and a lot of nutrients. So that's katuk, and I'm going to try to start propagating this one because this is one that more people should have, and I want to start giving it away to friends. So if you'd like a katuk plant, please let me know. It's basically like spinach, and it's from Asia again, superfood, all that jazz. Okay, I want to show you my neighbor's avocado tree. It's right here in front of us. It's got avocados on it, I noticed today. Where are they? Right up there. See those? Avocados. So I told you you're going to see dozens of plants. It's an avocado tree. It's a big one. They usually get pretty big when they start fruiting like that and dropping the fruit. And then they got mamey in this yard too. I have a couple mamey seeds, but I have not been able to grow. Oh, there's mamey right in front of us. See that right there? Those are mamey. They're hanging on a long, that one, actually, is that a mamey? Yeah, that's a mamey, I think. Or is that a mango? That's a mango. I'm sorry, that's a mango, guys. Behind it is a mamey. So this tree is fruiting. This tree has a different mango type variety than the one behind me. Okay, I learned something new today, guys. That's a mango. Behind it is mamey. Mamey is the one here. These are mamey. For those who live in Miami and South Florida, you know mamey. It's a little more brown than a mango, and it is got an orange flesh. Mango's orange too. Mamey is more like a cinnamon flavor. Anyways, that's a mamey tree right there, and that is an avocado tree. I've got a couple other trees. I've got a bird's nest up in this tree here. See a bunch of avocado or mangoes. There's a bird's nest up here. Let me see if I can zoom in on it. Yep. See that? That's the bird's nest that's been there for about 4 or 5 months now that I saw them building it. I can't remember what's building it, but it's definitely birds. I'll have to pay attention to that a little bit more. That's coming out of my yard as well right here. See? Right next to this mango. Another mango, guys. Look at this one. Jeez, I mean, this one's even more perfect than the last one. This one is just, I mean, again, wash off a little bit of stickiness. This is like one you'd better than one you'd buy in a grocery store. This one's organic. They're just coming off of up here. See, look at this. Dozens of them up there. Just all over the place throughout the tree. So, you know, I don't let them go to waste. Oh, look, there's a couple right here. Yeah, so anyways, a lot of mangoes. I'm going to think about putting a swing on that branch right there. So that branch runs horizontal off the tree all the way over to the fence line right here. So I'm thinking about hanging a swing from that branch right there. What else? Okay, this is a calamandan, I believe. Some of you know this tree or bush, calamandan, and it is from, so it's a citrus. It's a cross between a kumquat. Here's the fruits. Boom, check that out. They're very small because you can see my finger, but they're gonna get bigger. And I got this on Earth Day, and I got it at an event I went to. And what else? It's covered in fruit, guys. It's literally got fruit. Every single little branch you look at has fruit in it. So I think the fruits need another month. Because look at those are baby fruits right here. Tiny little baby fruits that came off of flowers, recent flowers. And the flowers are very fragrant. Again, this is a citrus, and this grows very well. So you just saw the lime that was struggling, and this is a calamandan that does very well in Florida. It's not tall. It's only about, how tall? 2 feet tall. Got it in a potted plant, put it in the ground. It was covered in flowers, and the flowers immediately became fruits. This is the biggest fruit right here, and it's about the size of my end of my finger. So needs some more time. But when it's ready, I guess you can use these in drinks, and kind of like a lime, kind of like a kumquat, kind of like yeah, I guess they're kind of like Meyer limes. Okay, guys, so we got a couple mangoes in the pockets here, and here we got another mango that's getting half eaten. Look at this. This was eaten by an animal in the tree. Celeste, watch out. I'm gonna throw this to the mango pile. Okay, and then I found another mango. It's a third nice mango, third or fourth nice mango. Oh, more mangoes. Okay, this one's actually got, well, I won't take up too much of your time, guys, but getting the mangoes off the ground, but they're everywhere. And I'm gonna show you over by my house here. I mean, this is another really nice one. Here's another nice one. Wow, my hands are full. I've got both hands full. Okay, let's walk these back to the porch over here. There's Anjuno. What's up, Anjuno? Hold on a second, buddy. I mean, inside, I can show you super quick because you all been patient. I want to show you a couple more of my plants on the porch, but I'll show you super quick. This is nothing. I mean, this is literally just the last 5 minutes, plus another one here in my pocket, plus escarole seeds, or it's called escarole, I guess, not escarole. Escarole that I got off of these escarole right here that are going to bloom that I originally grew for lettuce. See that? This is the escarole right here. It's going to bloom. And it's blooming right here within a horsetail plant. And this is the seed right here. This one right here is the seed. In fact, this one is probably ready to cut soon. Actually, no, it hasn't opened up. Some of them have not opened up yet. It's only got one seed head ready. You have to look, even though it's broken too, look at that, see? It got broken because of the wind, it wasn't strong enough. It still is doing fine because the nutrients are still getting to it, guys. See, those aren't broken, and that one is. But, you know, these are bolting. Okay, let's go show you quickly just some mangoes, and then I want to continue on the garden tour. Uh-oh, door's locked. Okay, never mind. Okay, bamboo. I brought this outside because it had some pests trying to get on it. Peppermint. We're gonna have to move fast now. This is the speed section. Peppermint, I always keep wet. It loves to be in water. You see that? It's always in water. Water. It loves water. If you have peppermint, make sure you water it. It's so yummy for in watermelon. And I'm gonna try it with mango soon because I have so much mango, but you know, peppermint adds a nice character to a lot of drinks. Okay, this is more of the mint that I showed you over in that side over there. That same mint is right here, and I have a massive one in the front yard. I'll show you at the end of the tour. This is cranberry hibiscus, a new plant. I got this one on Earth Day also in North Miami at an Earth Day event. The cranberry hibiscus plant is very beautiful. This is a young one. I got it as a seedling. It's only 2 months old. I cut the top right here. That's called the apical meristem. I cut that to encourage it to bush out because if you don't cut it, it gets very tall and leggy. This plant can get 5 to 10 feet tall pretty quick and turn into a bush. But honestly, all the horticultural instructions advise you to pinch it back. So what that means is even here, see how long that side branch is getting? Pinch it back by cutting it a couple of, like right there, and then it's gonna bush out all along the lower stems, and you can propagate it and make that top piece that you cut a new plant by putting it in soil and water and watering it. So this is a young cranberry hibiscus that I'm very excited about, the first cranberry hibiscus of my life. And it's an edible plant. You can eat the leaves, guys. You can also make a drink out of it, and it's a beautiful purple color. I don't know if my phone is doing justice, but it's a beautiful purple color. So this is my cranberry hibiscus. I'm so proud to show it to you. I recently transplanted it, and it's very close to my house. These are all papayas, by the way. And up here is a cranberry hibiscus cutting in the water. That's the top right there. And this cutting needs to go into soil very soon, but it's only been in here for about, I would say, 4 to 5 days, maybe 4 days. It's starting to get a little activity down here. I could start to see, look at that right at the base there. It's hard to see. Look at that. You can see it. That's the first part of a root coming in right there. Let me see if I can back off the camera a little bit. Anyways, trust me, it's going to start rooting in the water. It's doing just fine, 4 to 5 days old. And what do I have with it? A bunch of noni cuttings. This is the noni branches that fell, guys. I took off the leaves because it can't support that many leaves when it's going to be a cutting. You have to cut off 90% of the leaves. So I literally only leave a little bit of leaf tissue, and it's doing just fine. And they're 4 to 5 days old. So I got 2 or 3 noni cuttings here that I'm going to put in water. Again, if you take a cutting, cut off 90% of the leaves. This thing was covered in leaves. This had like 20 leaves on it. I just kept the top 2 leaves and another leaf. This one I took today from the one that fell off, that got knocked off by the mango. Let's see if I can get another one in here. This one here, look, it's just got this little leaf on the top, which is doing just fine. And that's the growing sprout right there where it comes out with more leaves. And then down here you have one more leaf just in case. And that's going to help it photosynthesize. But the reason you cut off 90% of the leaves is because it can't support that much tissue when it's cut. imagine it's going into life support, ICU. It can't support, 100 leaves or 20 leaves. It can only support 1 leaf or 2 leaf. You got to let it regain its energy. So this one, I took off the lower parts and kept the top. We're going to see how these do in about, this should take about 3 or 4 days in the water, and then move them to soil, or put them in soil right away and just keep the soil moist with a hood on it. I just want to show you quickly my horsetail, which I love. It's an aquatic plant, so that means it likes to be submerged. And I always keep it in water. I water it daily. And its horsetail is used in skincare and in nutritional uses. Horsetail contains MSM, oh, I'm sorry, silica. Contains silica, which is good for your hair, skin, and nails. I love MSM as well, but this contains silica. And look at the nice little, way that it's got the colorations on it. This plant I rescued from my last apartment building. It was just growing in the neighborhood in like a forgotten spot in like one of the pots. I believe that's where I got it. I don't even know where I got some of my plants, but I rescued a lot of plants. These are both rescues, and they're gigantic. This is the biggest aloe you may have seen in a while. And it's literally, again, this is my hand right here. These leaves are, 2 feet long each. This thing is a good 2 to 3 feet tall. It's a mama mango, I'm sorry, mama aloe. I took off a lot of the babies on the side and started them in separate pots. But this is a very, very, very big mango. Sorry, what I keep saying mango, aloe. And this is a pineapple that produces golden pineapple, and it's a big one. And this is the mama, and that's the baby, number one. That's a separate species, or sorry, variety of pineapple right there. I'm getting bit up, so we're going to end this garden tour soon. We're down to the last 5 minutes. I want to show you the papaya. I got some cat grass right here. The cats have been munching on it a lot. This is official cat grass. What else? This is an avocado right here that my friend started from a seed, and I am growing. And it's a nice avocado. It's the baby. I've had it in the ground for about 2 months. It's an avocado tree. A little bit of wandering Jews. I don't know the other name. This is a different type of oregano. Okay, now we start the papaya journey all the way down the end of this row. We're started from seed. I started them from seed with my friend, and we got the fruit from a grocery store, and we just took all the seeds out and put them in soil. And all of these are from one fruit from the grocery store. And it would have produced many more, but I just only needed, so many. But I would say that that is a good, I would say 40 to 50 papaya. And that's kind of cool. I did this on my own, all of this on this edge over here. I put plants all around it, and it's got a border, and then underneath it, there are plants. So it's creating shade. These are a couple of plants that I rescued that I'm trying to get to grow, but they aren't doing very well. I don't think it likes it here. It's hanging on, but it's really not taken off. Like you can see, the pineapples are happy in the sun. I want to put those in the ground along the fence line, but I want to make sure that they get enough sun over there. So right now I'm keeping them on the porch because they get a lot of sun. Actually there's 4 pineapples in a row there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then that's a peppermint in that white pot. These are 4 to 5 foot papaya, and they're going to fruit in about a year. These are less than 1 year old. And let's look at how big they are by going down here. Look at that. They look like broccoli stalks. Isn't that cool? This is my first time growing papaya. I've seen it grow before, but it's my first papaya plants. And we started them from seed, which is very cool, from a fruit. So they create a lot of shade, and then underneath here are a lot of cactus and aloe. The aloe I put on the edge, it needs the most sun. There are jackfruit in here, and there are San Pedro cactus, and then there's some mints. So let's go take a look one more time around the front, and that's the end of the garden tour. The papaya have been getting very tall now that it's June. In the last month or two, they've really gotten tall. And let's see, this is a jackfruit right here. It's not doing great yet, but I just planted it, so give it some time. I planted it about a month or two ago. That's a jackfruit right here. That's a jackfruit right there. Got San Pedro's, jackfruit, San Pedro. Got some San Pedro cactus back there. The genus is Trichocereus pachinoi. This is a pineapple, 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 aloe, and a pineapple. More San Pedro. Look at that. Is there San Pedro, guys? Anyways, a lot of pineapple, a lot of baby jackfruits that I'm hoping are going to get bigger soon. This was a papaya that was younger because it didn't get into the ground for a long time, and it's still doing good. It's going to take off. You can really see, guys, one more time, these papayas are just, they're 4 feet tall, and they're really cool. They create a lot of shade. My cats like to sit underneath them. They have huge foliage. Papaya is known, it's actually an invasive weed in Hawaii, but in Florida it's not. But you know, you can see down here, so these are tall. These are 4 feet tall. And Juno really does like to lay underneath them. I'm not sure where he is right now, but we'll go look for him in a second. And then what else? These are the younger papayas. These are still doing really, really good. You can see how they just send out a ton of leaves from the center, and they're just covered in foliage. And then over here, there's literally like a bunch of them planted, and they're all doing well. Like each individual one is good. So what I'm gonna do is separate them. All of these, because my house is getting fumigated in July, which is sad. So like this whole front area here, I'm gonna have to move those, but not the tall ones. I'm gonna move a lot of those plants and the avocado and the cranberry hibiscus, and I'm gonna move them all and spread them out and make like 2 rows. And I'm gonna back up this whole stretch of garden to the tiki torches. So from that corner right there, I'm gonna go across to the tiki torches, and then I'm gonna go over to the concrete slab, and that whole area, you know, it's adding basically another, I don't know, 30 feet by 10 feet of soil or of garden space. So I'm gonna expand that garden and move all the papayas apart because they're too close together, except over here. These are doing good. These are spaced perfectly. They cannot be any closer. That's the closest they can be because they are massive and they need the space to spread their wings. In fact, you can even have them wider apart and they turn into like a beautiful tree. So these are gonna get about 10 feet tall, and they're really cool. I mean, they literally will get way taller than me. So I need to separate those down there. And what else do I want to show you guys before I let you go? You know, just there's a lot of, you know, sun coming in through the center here. So sun's about to set. I think I'll just show you quickly in my front yard that I've got the same mint that I have in the backyard, and then I'll say goodbye to you guys because you'll see how big it is in the front yard. So right here, I want to put a big plant, like a flowering tree. I want to put like a jasmine, like a orange jasmine tree right in here near the street, because this is a street and the front yard. And there's nothing here right now. It's just, you know, what say, it's wasted. I mean, it's just weeds right now. So I want to put some nice plants in here that are ground covers, but native stuff, along with one showy plant. Okay, this is another mint right here, same one. And I put it up here with this plant, elephant ear, which I'm not sure it's getting enough light up here because this is the north side of the building. And I also put these 2 plants underneath this pillar here. And they don't really get a lot of water, unfortunately, because this is blocking the water. But speaking of rain and water, we're going to get 8 to 10 inches this week. And then look, I've got more of the, this is more of oregano, and this is different. Mint, oregano, but they're both mints. Okay, so one more plant on the tour, or, you know, section over here in my front yard. Some of these were here when I got here, but the second plant wasn't. I put this one in the ground. So this is the biggest of the mints. So see how big that is? Like that is about 5 feet tall, because it's this tall, a little bit shorter than me. So it's 5 feet, the mint. That one's about 7 feet, doing really well. That one was already here as an ornamental. I planted that one, and then I planted all those showy ones along the front, the showy yellow ones. And I planted also this one right here, which is doing well. It's doing much better in the front yard than it is in the backyard. So I'll take that one in the backyard and I'll move it up front because these are doing nice. They're producing big leaves and new leaves, which is what you want to see. That one's going to get tall. Those get, you know, really tall, actually. Those get a good 5 to 10 feet, but this one's just getting going. Okay, this is a nice purple torch doing well, but it's still suffering some drought scorching because it's not getting enough water, because we've actually been in drought here in Miami. But we're about to get 8 to 10 inches of rain over the next week. We're going to get 8 to 10 inches of rain starting Tuesday through Sunday. And I just read about it before I started this live. Okay, so I added these showies, a bunch of them, right? I added all these and they're just doing great. They're super drought tolerant. They don't have any issue. I literally added 10 of them. I'm not sure what they are, but they were a rescue. And they're multi-stemmed, see? They're multi-stemmed and they're variegated. And they are doing just perfect. Not a single leaf is falling off of them. They are drought tolerant to the maximum, and they're showy, and they're for the front yard. They're next to the mint. So the front yard has this nice row of plants, and the final plant, is this purple torch that's doing so nicely here. It's actually probably about 4 feet tall, the nice purple torch tree. And then we got this tree right here, small tree that I planted. This is, I'm not sure, but can you see that stalk? Yeah, look at that stalk. I rescued this one from an office. It was growing indoor. Now it's growing outdoors, and it's doing great. Indoors, it had bugs, and it had like stuff on it, like the white, I forget what it is, but it was under attack by a pest inside. Outside, it's doing great. Super happy right there. So that one's going to stay there. I'm not going to take it. And this is a giant complementary one to the one over there. Same one, even taller. This one's 10 feet tall. That's about it, guys. So I'm going to wrap up the garden tour right now. I'll just walk back to the backyard to show you one more time the mango. But if you have any questions, let me know. Geez, that's a close-up. Okay, there we go. So let me know if you have any questions. I'm going to be taking some cuttings of a lot of these plants, and also I have some in the mail coming. I didn't tell you guys. I have a camu camu bush, a small seedling of camu camu berry that I ordered today, and that is also called Barbados cherry. And then I also ordered 2 banana trees. They're called ice cream bananas. That's the variety, ice cream banana, and they are from Java. They're called blue Java. Java blue is a variety. And Musa, I forget the species or the varietal, but it's called ice cream. But I forget the Latin. But I bought 2 of them because I'm going to put 2 really nice trees in. I probably put one like right over here by that mango. I'll probably put it like right over here because I'm going to move that dragon fruit. So I'll probably put a banana right as you enter right there. And then I'll probably put another banana over there by that corner because I'm going to make this whole space a garden. And I'm planning to, I'll probably put like the banana. Actually, this area over here gets a lot of sun, so maybe I'll put the banana like right here, but maybe I'll put like one over there and one right here, and they're going to spread. Bananas send off shoots and babies. So I'm really excited to get 2 banana trees, and I'm also excited to get a camu camu bush because I'll put the camu camu back here and it's going to get big. See, that's the noni back there. I'll zoom in on it one more time. That's the noni. Lemon. Katuk is, how did I miss it? There's the katuk. Katuk, lemon, noni. Those are the ones I want you to remember today. They grow pretty well in South Florida, as well as calamandan, which you can see down in the ground there. That's a calamandan bush covered in fruits. And yeah, again, one last time, shout out to this mango that is at its peak right now in season. The sun's about to set, but it's just in the morning for sunrise and in the evening for sunset. Over here, over this house, there's just dozens of mangoes up in there coming down right now. So I'm really lucky to live here. Thanks again to Mo. He's the best, and this is his home that I'm renting and that I'm really happy, loving living at, because as a botanist and as a master gardener, this is something that I love to just spend my weekends. I'm going to create a really nice compost pile back there, and I'm just going to add, some nice bananas and more citrus, and I'll probably put some spinach and some other things out here. I'm not sure if I can grow spinach in the summer, but we're about to get a lot of rain, so this whole area here is going to get expanded. I'll bring you guys back here in about a month or so, but I wanted to show you really quickly, what I've been up to. That's my little garden shed over there, and just show you that I've got this yard that I can, turn into a botanical paradise with hundreds of plants if I want to. So that's the plan. Some can be in the shade underneath the mango tree, and some can be in the sun out here by the house. And, it does take a lot of weeding and a lot of watering and a lot of care and, patience, but overall it's worth it because it attracts a lot of wildlife. It's very peaceful and helps with stress and anxiety. And now it's time to find my cats. Okay, guys, that's it. I'm wrapping it up. 15 minutes. I only meant to go 20 minutes. I'm sorry. But I hope you learned a lot today, and I'll come back with another garden next Sunday from another location, and we'll keep them to 30 minutes, hopefully. All right, guys, but this one was a special one because it's my personal backyard, so I hope you enjoyed it. And again, hope that you get out there and do some gardening on your own and enjoy plants and taking care of plants and, you know, all they have to offer in terms of, you know, their harvest and also their beauty.